One thing that prevents some of you from giving yourselves permission to leave a long-term relationship in which you felt unhappy for quite some time, and you have a partner who invests little to no effort in improving the relationship with you, is the fear that down the line you'll have regret about leaving the relationship. That rarely happens. I'll tell you the truth about regret and relationships. For Daniel Pink's latest book, The Power of Regret, he collected over 19,000 regrets from people in 105 countries, and he found that one of the most common regrets, expressed more by women, is the regret of not leaving an unhappy marriage. And I can tell you, as somebody who spends my days speaking to and coaching people through relationships, people who are learning how to cultivate more meaningful connection with themselves and others, that I have yet to hear from somebody that they regret leaving a relationship in which they were unfulfilled.
I find it odd that the relationship coach in this video said she has yet to hear anyone, especially women, express regret for breaking up a relationship, and on the same platform she posted her video, there are multiple videos from women expressing breakup regret. I'm not questioning her expertise in the least. I'm just observing some actual facts. To be fair, the other videos posted may just have been a sort of act trying to get more views and followers. That is possible, and all of those other videos being completely sincere in expressing breakup regret is equally possible. I can tell you, fam, it's just when someone speaks in absolutes, it's kind of sus. Let's still give her the benefit of the doubt and hear what else she has to say.
Daniel Pink's results also support something else we've been speaking about in these videos, which is if the relationship ends, the painful regret that the partner who gets left feels because they didn't tune in, they didn't listen, they didn't respond to their partner who was saying to them, "I'm lonely, I'm suffering in this, please help me figure out how we can reconnect." Two of Pink's 4 regret categories are at play here, and they're intertwined. One is a connection regret. You feel it when you neglect the people who matter most to you. The other is a moral regret. You feel it when you violate your own values. My ex-husband and the men who contact me after their wives or girlfriends end the relationship are sitting with both of those regrets. It's very uncomfortable.
I understand neglect, but let's keep this 100. Feeling lonely is a very vague blanket statement that is used a lot. Side note, I would say by women, but I don't have the statistical data for the reasons women left to make that call. But I do know that loneliness in a relationship can range from your partner ignoring you to your partner constantly being busy from work or business. For example, a military spouse can say she felt lonely when her husband was deployed overseas. That is very common in the military and is often used as a reason to cheat or leave. Put it this way, loneliness can also mean it is part of the sacrifice and difficulties of marriage. Using it as a blanket statement is irresponsible. But hey, if you feel lonely, get a puppy.
When you know yourself to be a decent person and you value kindness and care, and yet you turn your back on and emotionally neglect your partner whom you love when that partner is telling you that they're in pain, that is unkind. And not only did that significantly contribute to the end of your relationship, but it violated your own value system. So how can you use these regrets to empower you rather than disempower you? Well, if you're still in your relationship and you're in that window of opportunity in which you can join your partner in learning and growing so that the two of you may reconnect, don't waste any more time. Jump on that now. If the window of opportunity has closed and your relationship has ended, do what these emotionally courageous men who have contacted me are doing. Use the opportunity to learn about yourself, learn about what happened in your relationship so that you can expand your self and relational awareness, expand your skills and practices so that your next relationship will be a true partnership and can thrive.
Okay, fam, what I'm about to say is my personal opinion. I understand I could be 100% wrong with what I'm about to say, but I'm about to keep it real. I honestly believe the bulk of those who end up with breakup regret are women. Okay, before you ladies start saying, "Here we go again, he's going to blame women," let me defend my stance. 70% plus of all divorces are put in by women. So, by the numbers alone, breakup regret cases should be more than twice as high on the female side. Along with that, most women decide to initiate divorces and breakups over feelings. Men will think it through a more logical standpoint before initiating divorce. And on top of that, women are incentivized to initiate divorces as they will leave with cash prizes in a divorce. Men know they will be taken to the cleaners in divorce court. That just shows they have given it a lot of thought before putting in for the divorce. In a nutshell, if a man has to make a payout to get divorced and a woman is going to get paid for putting in for the divorce, it's easy to see which one is going to regret it later when the money dries up. Do you want to plan a vacation getaway, but you're not sure where to get the best deals? With Cheap Flights Fares, finding cheap flights has never been easier. At Cheap Flight Fares, they understand how important it is to find and book the lowest travel deals. To offer their customers the best available flights, they have partnered with top airlines and travel suppliers. Their team of travel experts work round the clock with their partners to bring you the cheapest air tickets to destinations in the US and across the globe. Click the link in the description to plan your next trip and use their ongoing promo code of CJ20 for discounts on special events and festivals.
You feel guilty about wanting to break up your relationship, and today we're going to talk about it. Guilt is when we feel responsible for a perceived offense and that we're going to deserve the blame, and we ruminate in all sorts of feelings, even though we might have not done anything about, I'm a bad person, and what are they going to do, and I just broke up a family. So we'll stay stuck. It reminds me of this bird that flew into my house a few months ago where he could see the outside, he could see where he wanted to go, but kept bumping up against this window, just like you're bumping up against all these guilt and these feelings where it's not really helping him to keep bumping up against this window, because if he'd only taken a moment to look around, he would have seen that there's a door open right there. Moving through feelings of guilt is really about acceptance. It's about self-compassion, acknowledging that we're human, apologizing if it's necessary, and making amends or making it right if it's possible. You can continue to beat your head against that window, which is getting you nowhere, or you can look at changing course. Check out my Stan store for links and resources.
Like the majority of the time, breakup regret coping vibes are mostly geared towards women. It was evident in this video with the emphasis of her advice being based on feelings. And ladies, let me make this clear. Leaving an actual real-world abusive relationship is the best move. And I mean abusive as in physical harm, substance abuse, or clearly damaging abuse. Yes, leave those. But if your entitled definition of abuse is not enough attention, or he isn't making you happy, then I mostly don't consider those abusive, and I will actually call it selfish if you leave if you have kids. Not because I'm defending the man, it's because marriage is hard work. Both men and women have to sacrifice for their children. If the husband is working hard and providing for his family, don't you think it's hard for him and he is sacrificing instead of thinking, I should get out of this family because working long hours for them is not making me happy? No, he's not having a holiday every day. He's sacrificing. You don't think he would rather spend long hours laying on the couch with you in his arms while knocking back a cold one? I actually think women who break up their families because of their feelings do end up with breakup regret, especially when they realize that their children are paying the price as well. Moving on.
Hello, this is Marina. Today we're going to look at why the narcissist regrets losing you. So there are a few things involved here. So possibly the narcissist did not believe that you were going to leave. That's right. So you may have established a pattern of where no matter what they did, you always came back. You were always there to talk things through. So they may regret the fact that they didn't actually believe you. Another reason why the narcissist may regret losing you is that they weren't the ones that did it first. That's right. You may have caught them unawares. They may also regret losing you because now they have to go and start all over again to find a significant other. They may also regret losing you because they see that you were of high value. That's right. Were of high value, or now you are of high value. What it is that the narcissist never actually saw who you were. They didn't possibly even believe in your potential. Maybe you hadn't quite stepped into your power, but when you leave them, you do. And in particular, if you have a glow up, boy, do they regret it then. Now, no matter why the narcissist regrets losing you, it's never about you per se. It's about them, what it means to them, that they've lost power, they've lost control, they've lost one-upmanship. You know, how dare you go and do that to them first? How dare you go and have a glow up? So it's always about them. Also, they may regret the fact that you have actually managed to create a collapse for them. That's right. You know, you've actually made them go down for a while at least. That's all for now, and take lots of care. Bye.
I'm going to be honest here, and I know my female viewers will get upset with what I'm about to say. I'm going to say it anyway. If you listen closely to her points, it makes a lot of sense if the one who left is actually the man who put in for a divorce. Before you yell at your screens, ladies, just hear me out. It will make sense. The first point she made is neutral, as the narcissist didn't expect you to leave, except for the fact that it is expected for women, as they are the ones who put in for that 70% plus divorce rate. It would be far less expected for the man to put in for the divorce. Next, she said the narcissist wasn't the one who did the breaking up first. Again, this would be more shocking if the man did it, especially if it is a marriage. Next, the issues with starting all over again. It's more difficult for a woman that is 35 or older to get an LTR than a man in that same age range. And finally, the narcissist is not the person of high value. That rings of a man making good money. A near middle-aged woman making good money doesn't get an increase in SMB for her resources, in most men's eyes. The other point she made about control is gender neutral, as control isn't just physical, but also via manipulation. Like those cheeseburger commercials, manipulating you away from a healthy salad. Yeah, like that. I'm not saying her points can never apply to women who leave. I am saying the dots are connecting into a different picture. Okay, I'm sure you ladies are going to want to point out she also mentioned a glow up, and that happens more often with women. To that, I ask all of you, does that really happen more with women, or is it that when women decide to re-enter the dating market, they start taking better care of themselves, they start dressing up better, and they present the best versions of themselves, i.e. what they probably stopped doing for their husbands? Moving on.
To make him regret losing you. For example, you break up with this guy and now you try to show him, like, look, that's what you're losing. So you're posting some revealing photos in your social media, you're showing off, like, etc, etc. When he looks at this, it's actually having right opposite effect, and he's looking and like, oh my god, like, this girl, she has zero self-respect that she does this. This girl let all other men look at her, and I don't see the value in this woman. Or you're posting some sad songs and meaningful quotes, like, if he wanted, he would do this, like, etc, etc. This actually pisses me so much, and he's just looking at this and he even think I did everything right, I don't need this kind of woman in my life. So what you should do instead of this to make him regret his decision, because of course you want this and it's completely normal to have this desire. You need to work on yourself. For example, read all my books and know how to be high-value woman. Self-develop, grow your business, or just like become better version of yourself. Just start to work on your appearance, on your mindset, on your achievements in life. And then you will attract better person. Eventually, you will. And then he will see that with me, it was insecure little girl, and after we broke up, she grew so much. For example, she opened her own business, she's self-developing, she's become so wise and smart, and she's dating some amazing man. This what makes him regret, this what makes him come back, but it's just gonna be too late.
Mama say that happiness is from magic rays of sunshine that come down when you're feeling blue.
In all fairness, this self-proclaimed dating coach started off well by rapid-firing things women do when they regret breaking up with a man. Good job, Queen. I give you credit there. Unfortunately, she went in the wrong direction with her advice halfway through the video. Ladies, let me say this again for your benefit. The bulk of men don't have much interest in your profession or the money you make. I know ladies will argue saying loads of men compliment them on their career choices in business. That may be 100% true. The only issue is a compliment does not equal attraction. I have said it before. Men and women are not attracted to the same things. After you break up with a man, you getting a better career does not make him desire you more. In fact, the type of man you attract with that are just basically leeches. Think of it this way, ladies. If men were mainly attracted to a woman's money, then why do 18 to 20-year-old women get the lion's share of men's attention? I think my female viewers just screamed. I will actually argue this woman's advice is counterproductive. Think about it. If you broke up with him, then why are you going to go out of your way to make him regret losing you? That sounds like some heavy amounts of copium on her part. Dang, I would have expected a script required for that level of dosage. Here's a tip, ladies. If you leave him, then drop it. Don't try to stir up anything in him. Just walk away and keep going. If you try anything that this dating coach advised just to try to get in your ex's head, it only means he is still living in your head rent-free. And he's probably thinking there's a lot of space in there. Moving on.
It has been over half of a year since the breakup, and I just went through the period that I was waiting to experience so I could get to the other side. Regretting ending the relationship, regretting things that I said, things that I did, the way I acted in certain situations, just regretting a whole bunch of things. If or when you start to feel regret about the decision that you made to end your relationship, I just want you to think about one thing. I want you to think about how long it took you to make the decision to end the relationship in the first place. That's it. How long did it take you? How long did you wait to end your relationship? Because in my opinion, a couple of weeks of regret and pain and tears is a small sliver compared to the months that I spent debating.
That sounded pretty awesome and self-lifting for her, finally feeling regret 7 months later and getting over it in only a matter of weeks. I could almost cry if it wasn't that was more than likely just a coping mechanism. Okay, I'm about to give the 411 and it's going to be delivered gender neutral. If you decided to break up the relationship and you feel regret months later, you are not over it. It should be obvious to you that if this much time has passed and you still have doubts that cause you pain, you have emotional damage that will continue to revisit you. A person who knows they made the right call will not feel regret later. They have let it go. Anything else, to include making a video 7 months later and posting it on the internet, can easily fall into the coping category and the gender neutral delivery. Gentlemen, if you feel regret for breaking it off with your ex, what can I say other than you are going to have to soldier on and live with the consequences of your actions. I am sure there has to be a female viewer out there thinking, shoo, I dodged a bullet on that one. No fam. That exact same advice goes to women with the add-on of you can't use your emotions alone as an excuse for ending it, as emotions change. The reasons you end it are either valid enough for you to know long-term it was the right call, or they actually weren't that valid and now you have to deal with an ocean of regret or an ocean of box wine and cats. Either or. I'm just saying. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.